Hello, hello, good morning. Let me know if you can see and hear me. Hello, 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 good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm waiting for confirmation. Waiting for confirmation that people can see and hear me. Oh, thank you so much. We have Bambi here helping out. I set up a pillow for her back there and she's not having it. She wants to be front and center. Thank you so much for the confirmations. I really appreciate it. As you may know, we did have technical difficulties 2 days ago, which I think I have a long-term and short-term solution for, but we'll see. I will be glancing at comments now and then to make sure that the sound and video are still okay. So if there's a problem, just let me know with a text chat. This is going to be the second healing on abundance in this 2 healing series, this twin set of healings. And the healing 2 days ago, I think, could be summarized by abundance with spiritual wellness. You know, have abundance as well as be on your spiritual path and move forward on your spiritual path and, you know, be well as a person on deeper levels. And so the exercises helped with that. And I did get really positive survey feedback. So I guess, so I'm glad about that. I'm going to be doing that, you know, reusing that video myself. Because as I said on Sunday, that last healing, the angels did nudge me a little that I should overtly work my abundance, because I don't work it, because if you're in all your chakras and you keep working on being as present as possible in all your chakras, you know, work your aura, grounding, all that good stuff, then then your abundance tends to take care of itself. But the angels told me, you know, I could learn extra things if I read and, you know, cleared and healed my abundance overtly. So they just said, just, you know, up to 1/3 of your meditation time, obviously no more than that, on abundance work, but that it would be valid and worthwhile. So there's that. So I'm happy to have those exercises in the Sunday recording. We healed inner wounds, we cleared a lot of blocks, and we did what the archangels Ariel and Jophiel were calling poetic clearing, which makes sense because a lot of my clearing techniques, they're very you clear a lot in a short amount of time, but it's sort of like a wham bam, let's move on kind of thing. It's not very poetic or moving like the exact method. So we did some more like poetically moving methods on Sunday, which is cool too, because you can learn more. You give yourself a little time for intuition before you're clearing, and so that's nice. Like for example, we did abundance garden clearing and other stuff that's very educational if you give yourself a little intuitive time as you're doing it, which we did. So anyway, so that was Sunday. I made a Sunday clip. YouTube doesn't give you too much capability. It's not like a standard editing software, but I was able to clip out 11 minutes from Sundays where we did the chakra repair of all major and minor chakras and all energy channels, chakra repair and unblocking. And so that's a nice little 11-minute clip of chakra work using composite copy technique to repair and unblock all major and minor chakras and all energy channels. and a little bit extra specific clearing on all chakras and energy channels on abundance. So that's a little 11-minute little clip video that exists now on my channel. I don't think people noticed it because, you know, I also released the big healing video and then the Q&A video. The Q&A from Sunday is specifically all about abundance. Most of the questions were abundance related, so. So today we're going to do abundance again, and about clearing fear out of your abundance. The first chakra at the base of the spine is the energy center, technically for abundance. If you had to pick just one. So first chakra is for courage, safety, and abundance. So fear-related baggage, anxiety-related baggage, or blockages, that's first layer stuff. Because an absence of courage is fear, basically. So they're the same chakra, abundance and courage, right? So all your fear baggage, technically, generally, gets in the way of the abundance stuff. So we're gonna work that from a lot of different angles today, which will be which can help anybody. Usually I talk a lot about you know, being in all chakras, getting in all chakras as soon as possible, which does take, you know, a bit of work. It's not just like an afternoon. But to get, you know, more and more present and really good at your, you know, of course, aura repair regularly, grounding, unblocking regularly, but, you know, to get more and more present in all your physical body chakras so that, you know, all your waking hours, basically you're in all your chakras of your physical body, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So that's a way to work your abundance, because first chakra is abundance and you have to get present from the top down. So you can't just say, oh, I want to be in my first chakra when you're not in regularly in, say, 3, 2, or 1, or you're not regularly in your second chakra. You can't like leapfrog over emotions and sexuality and sensuality just to get to abundance. Although I think some people would like to. Anyway, so that's the most thorough way to master your abundance, is to just keep working your chakras until you're present in all of them all the time when you're awake, which is attainable for anybody that watches my stuff. Because in order to handle, you know, how like sort of off the cuff and unpolished I am, and to recognize that there's something legitimate behind all the scruffiness and weirdness, then you have the gift of intuition already. Because I'm not in Maui, you know, and I'm not flaunting a lot of wealth, and so, you know, how could I possibly be real? So anybody listening to me is an older soul. And so if you're an older soul, then you definitely have the ability over time, with proper technique and regular work at it, to be present in all your chakras. But that said, I am not, you know, not everybody I'm healing is a motivated person at that level at all. You know, I have people that pay for their relatives who don't even consider energy healing legitimate. But on a soul level, they do. And I talk to them and they say, yes, please give me the healing. So they're getting the healing. So, but we can still help them too. And even people that listen, but they're kind of like dabbling. They don't, you know, they meditate when they're feeling good or something, which is not very realistic. Obviously, you need to meditate, especially when you're feeling bad, you know? So ideally, if you just work it into like getting dressed, or somehow you like half listen to my videos every day and you don't skip it, obviously that's more effective. But anyway, there's a big range of people that I'm working with, and I care about no one help, and these techniques will work for all of those people. One of them that I know we're going to be doing is deep thought. The angels get kind of coy with me. They're like, well, we'll see which techniques. So, you know, to some extent, I won't know until the end of the healing what all we did, but deep thought healing is one that we're going to do. It's a nice way to get rid of fear that you don't even know you have. So that's good. I don't want to talk too much about like all the different flavors of fear and manipulation that can get wrapped up in your abundance, because I don't want to trigger people too much, because we haven't even grounded yet. So I'm gonna just leave it at that for the intro. That today we will do a lot of fundamentals, of course, you know, the grounding, the aura repair, some chakra unblocking, but we did chakra repair 2 days ago, like I said, and now there's a handy dandy 11-minute little video with very thorough chakra repair and unblocking in it. So we will not do chakra repair in this healing, but we'll do, you know, those basics, and then we'll go into how do you get fear out of your abundance. And part of why that's so necessary is because of past lives. Because you might think, well, you know, I don't think anyone's tried to intimidate me much in this life, or, you know, whatever. But maybe, of course, maybe they have, you know, maybe they have tried to manipulate you because of, you know, like manipulate you, make you less prosperous so that you're easier to control. But, or maybe that hasn't happened to you in this life that you're aware of, but certainly in past lives, you know, that's a thing. You know, people get very hierarchical. They want to, you know, have more power than others. They want to have more money than others. So when you were a young soul, you might have been a little bit like that. And certainly, you know, over the years, you may have dated somebody like that, or married somebody like that, or been a child of somebody like that, or, you know, so you've been around that type of thing, and you've, you possibly haven't gotten it all out of your system, your space, you know, so it'll be very nice to clear that out, clear fear out of your abundance space. And that helps even if you're not yet in all your chakras all the time. You can clear fear even if you're not there. Being present in all your chakras, part of why that helps is because, like, okay, your fear baggage is in your first layer, right? Of your aura and your first chakra. So if you're there as a spirit, you're like in all of these chakras plus your first chakra and your first layer. It's like you're saying, okay, I'm aware on a spirit level of all that I'm afraid of, all that I've ever been afraid of, that I'm not over yet. And I'm still standing. I'm still here. So what do you got, world? You know, it's like, is that all you got? You know, it's like you're not backing down on a courage level, because you're, you know, to be in your first chakra, you're aware of what you're afraid of, even if it's just subconscious. So that's part of why it just makes you ready for the world. You know, so like, for example, if I have a client who wants to be a pro reader healer someday, you know, I'm of course going to be like, yeah, well, work, if you want my advice, you know, work so that you're present in all your chakras first, all your chakras, you know, every day, all day, when you're awake first, because you're just more ready to handle a challenge. So even if, you know, you wanted to be a policeman or something else, you know, but you were also spiritually motivated and asked me for advice, I would give the same advice. Because being in your first chakra helps, you know, mastering your fears, you know, not mastering, but, you know, not backing down of your own fears helps you be ready for anything. But like I said, that said, no matter how present you are now, as long as you have grounding and aura repair, which we're going to get done soon in this healing, it would benefit anybody to clear fear out of your space. Because you don't want to be like internally freaked out, you know, because it makes you very easily manipulated, and it gives you weird behaviors. So we don't want that. So if that makes sense, I'm looking forward to healing everybody again. I will be, during this live stream, I'll be healing 100 people in 9 different countries. I already said the country list on Sunday, so I won't repeat that. So I think I've said what I need to say for the intro. I'm very glad that people have confirmed that the video and audio are good. Thank you so much. And I will be, like I said, I'll be checking back. I'll be glancing at the comments now and then to make sure that's still the case. All right, I'm gonna have to move my cat, of course. All right. All right, so now we'll have quiet time, which is usually 1.5 to 2 minutes, where I'm doing a little bit extra prep on myself, and then I'm non-verbally saying hello on a spirit level with telepathy to the 100 people that I'll be healing, just to make sure that they're paying attention on a spirit level and they're ready to make the most of the healing. And then I'll start the healing. And at first, when I start the healing, you'll see me move my hands, but I won't be talking. But soon after that, I'll start talking, and it'll be a walkthrough that anybody can follow along with if they want. Okie doke, I'm gonna finally be quiet. Okay, thanks for waiting. So when you heal yourself, I would suggest you use a copy out in front of you of what you're healing. So you imagine a copy of your aura, a copy of your grounding, which is your connection to the core of the earth. And of course, you're inside your aura. Your physical body is inside your aura, and you as a spirit hopefully are close to your body. But speaking of which, I want you to be aware of just intuitively or visually or however you can do it, imagine your physical body, and then how close to being fully in your physical body are you? So some of you are kind of like flying above a little bit, in part because you're triggered, because I talked a lot about fear already. Some of you are in the upper chakras but not the lower chakras, so just kind of be aware of that. And it's not good or bad, of course, but just be aware. And then you use gold light from your hand chakras and your fingertip chakras. Just open up those chakras more. Imagine the round openings. Set them with your intention to a metallic gold color, similar to this glitter. And use that gold light to comb through your aura and your grounding. Make your grounding very wide as your whole aura. So if your aura is fully expanded, which why not just let it out there, let it be big. Your aura is probably this wide all the way around, so just make your grounding that wide. Why don't you we'll test all 3 colors. Red grounding, so just imagine a big red grounding, nice and wide all the way down to the core of the earth. And for those more detail oriented, in other words, that's 2 red groundings. 1 red grounding for your astral body and astral body aura, and then 1 red grounding for your physical body and your physical body aura. And just comb through that a little, get a sense of how much you're releasing with a red grounding. And then change both your groundings to orange and comb through that. Get a sense of how much is releasing through your grounding when it's orange. And then make both of your groundings yellow. So, and also I didn't mention, bring up the groundings as high as your 3rd chakra. So the grounding goes high up and goes all the way down to the core of the earth, and it's wide all the way down. So with the yellow grounding, comb through this copy and just see how much you're releasing at yellow. And then just intuitively, or if you don't have any idea, then just guess, but just put the grounding back at whichever color helps you to release the most right now, red or orange or yellow. And we're not using the other colors like green, blue, purple for grounding because those are too fast moving. They're not, I mean, they're fine for certain parts of your energy system, of course, but the lower chakras prefer red, orange, and yellow, that vibrational range. And so since the ultimate goal is to be in all your chakras, you definitely want these chakras to be happy. So that's why red or orange or yellow grounding. Like a purple grounding, for example, would be too triggering for your lower chakras of your physical body. So you'd be kind of making trouble for yourself. So just comb through and unblock your grounding, and also make it indie grounding. Indie grounding is where you get rid of any branch off parts that branch off to other people's grounding. So just think of that outer perimeter of your grounding all the way down, and use a lot of gold light and just melt away any attachments to other people's grounding so that your grounding works a lot better. It's not helping anybody else to link up groundings. It just messes everybody's grounding up. And if you feel like there are people, really trying to link up with grounding, just say, hey, go check your own grounding, go work your own grounding. Everybody's going to be stronger if they have individual grounding. So go check your body, go take a deep breath. It'll help you have a good day. I'll be a big, strong tree with my own roots, and you be a big, strong tree with your roots. And that's nice to even explain to a young child of course, consciously, if you can talk to your kids, if you choose to talk to your kids about that kind of thing. Just, you have your roots, they have their roots. All right. So that's indie grounding. And I did talk a lot about fear and also abundance in the intro. So go ahead and let's extra unblock the grounding because that may have stirred up more than usual. So imagine any energy blocks in your grounding and just melt them down to the center, melt them away with cold light so they can look like black rocks. If you have anything that's like bushy or cloudy, you can just kind of put it all in one area just for fun, like you say, angels, can you recycle all this? You don't have to move it around, but it's sort of a nice, bossy, assertive thing to do in your space. But yeah, usually little bouncy, squishy, cloudy, misty things are beings, invasive beings, not like you, you're a giant, but it's good to get rid of them. So you just say, angels, please recycle these. So again, anything that's moving, shifty, weird, smoky, smushy in your grounding, go ahead and go, angels, can you please recycle this? All right. So that was grounding, and also indie grounding, sort of mixed in together. And we tested the 3 colors of grounding also. The ideal for grounding is you want a really fast downward flow. So like if it was rain, it'd be like pouring rain. That's good for grounding. You want a lot coming down at once. You don't want just like it's kind of moving down, because then there's stuff in the way, and so it's not as helpful for you. Doesn't help you to release as much, and you might stay triggered longer and stay blocked longer. So when you work your grounding, just keep clearing blocks so that the downward flow is super fast and strong. All right. So super fast and strong like pouring rain. All right, so let's do aura repair. I'm like a broken record talking about this, but it's so funny because people forget. And if you do aura repair, like if you were to do aura repair daily, there's no way it wouldn't transform your life. Honestly. So go ahead, imagine a copy of your aura out in front of you, and this works even if all you can see is black, because you can work on an intuitive level, on an intention level, and with your thought. So anybody can do this. But you imagine a copy of your aura, and then you use the gold light from your hands, which you don't have to see, you just send it there anyway. Use the gold light to wash out the rip, and get the gold light as deep as possible into the rips so that you're healing them. Because like a gash in your aura, it can be like a valley, and then all this junk builds up in the valley. And so you want to get the gold light underneath all the junk to the actual ripped surface of your aura, so the ripped surfaces grow back. And we can do procedures to clear out all the junk, and I'll do that in a minute. But I think it's also good to just practice this, getting the gold light underneath all the junk. So just gold fire, gold water, whatever works for you, but just get that gold light in deep into any rip that you might have. And if you're advanced and you already know, no, really, I just checked, I'm fully repaired, then do some Wade Sheet aura repair while I'm talking about this stuff. Because there's always going to be some rip that you could find in your, well, not always, but most likely there's going to be, in your 15 Wade Sheet auras that you'll be able to find some cool rips to heal up, to repair. But anyway, what I'm doing is I'm just working the regular auras, the astral body aura, and the physical body aura. And so, like I said, you just use the gold light to wash out the rips so they grow back. And double check your grounding again. Make sure your grounding is still very wide and flowing all the way down. And again, like a strong pouring rain, downward flow. Okay, and then Bye bye, Bambi. And then let's do those extra steps, the crowd exercise and the vacuum boxes, just because those will make you feel good too. So that's nice. But it also makes the aura repair for sure successful because it gets the junk out of the way. All right, so crowd exercise, you just imagine groups of beings at first, groups of invasive beings that are messing with you so that you can ask your angels to recycle those beings. So I like to separate them just for learning. So you imagine a group of beings that are messing with you from afar. So maybe there's some, little being far up above shooting down energy at you, or some being, from outside of your aura courting you or something. So you just imagine a group of beings that are currently messing with you from afar. And again, you're giant and they are like little specks, but they're irritating, so it's good to get rid of them. So beings that are messing with you from afar, just imagine however many there are, and just say, angels, can you please recycle all of them? And then imagine a crowd of beings that are messing with you from up close, like from within your space. For example, if you, maybe there's a little being in your grounding, or a little being, just messing with your mental focus, being somewhere in the back of your aura or something. So you don't have to worry about what all they're up to. You just imagine all of them in a little crowd out in front of you, like a copy of them out in front of you, a little crowd. So any being that's messing with you up close, imagine them as a crowd, and say, angels, can you please recycle all these beings? You just relax while your angels are doing it. And it works even if you didn't know you have angels. Just so you know, if you're posting a question now, I will, at the end, read some questions and viewer feedback about the healing. But I'm not going to break the flow of the healing, most likely, to answer questions, just so you know. But you can text them and I'll get to them later if you want. But if you don't directly address other individuals, in the healing live stream, just kind of enjoy the healing if you could. Okay, so let's do that sped up 2 more times just to make sure we get everything. Well, make sure we get as much as we can with this technique. So a crowd of any remaining beings messing with you from afar, and any remaining beings messing with you from up close. Angels, can you recycle these beings? Just rest for a sec while your angels take care of that, and then we'll do it one more time and that's it. So crowd of beings that any remaining ones that are messing with you from afar. Angels, please recycle these beings. And then crowd of beings messing with you from up close. Angels, please recycle these beings. Okie doke. And so that was crowd exercise for invasive beings. So then we'll do crowd exercise for invasive people. So people get triggered for all sorts of reasons every day. And when they're triggered, they are more likely to be invasive. Invasive as in, constant telepathy, or literally, standing in one of your aura layers, courting you, throwing energy, all sorts of different flavors of invasiveness. So that's fine. We can just talk to these people and help them to be more centered so that they leave you alone. And it's clean. We're not manipulating them. So anyway, imagine all the people that are messing with you from afar, invasive people that are messing with you from afar, and invasive people that are messing with you from up close. Maybe they wound their way into one of your aura layers or something. And so just 2 crowds of people and just say, hi, everybody. Just stay present. Don't demonize them. Say hello. Go talk to your angels. Go have a good day. Go take a deep breath. If you take a deep breath and you check your grounding, it's going to help you have a good day. And maybe some of these people don't understand about boundaries and that you need your breathing room. Maybe they think they're helping you by being in your space, backseat driving your life. So you might have to explain, you know, I need my breathing room. I need my breathing space. If you go check on your body, it's going to help you have a better day. It's going to help me have a better day. Ask your angels to help you have a good day. And if you still have anybody that hasn't already gone away to deal with their own things instead of bother you, just say, angels, can you help me with these people? Oh, right. So that was crowd exercise. So now we'll do vacuum boxes pretty quickly. So we're gonna make the boxes in a whole bunch of different places, turn them on. They suck up invasive beings and invasive people's energy that's in your space. And then you ask your angels at the end to recycle all the vacuum boxes and get rid of all the energy for you. So if you end up sucking up energy from like your partner or your best friend because they're in your space, that's okay. The angels, when they're recycling the vacuum boxes, will clean off the people's energy and they'll get it back in a nice form. So it's not harming anybody. And it's just you know, cleaning out your space so you can have a good day. And technically it would help them too if you cleared them out of your space, because then they'd have that energy back and they'd be more likely to have a better day themselves. So, okay, so vacuum boxes, they're 3D boxes, three-dimensional little boxes that you make. And I'm gonna and you make them with your mind, and you can make 10 of them pretty much as quickly as you can make one. So I'm just gonna list a whole bunch of places where you can make a whole bunch in all these different places. And if it's too complicated for you, you could just say, angels, help me do this. and they'll take care of it for you. Okay, so go ahead and make vacuum boxes in both your groundings, inside of your physical body grounding and inside your astral body grounding. Make vacuum boxes around the outside of your astral body grounding and your physical body grounding. Make vacuum boxes all around your physical body. The front surface, the sides, and the back, all the way up and down, and up and the top and the bottom of your physical body. Vacuum boxes all around your physical body. And then make vacuum boxes all around your astral body, which looks like a body, but it's just energy. So your astral body, just make vacuum boxes all around your astral body. And then the outside of your aura, that's very important for successful aura repair. So make a whole bunch of vacuum boxes, because this will get rid of the junk that I was talking about. So make a whole bunch of vacuum boxes around the outside of your physical body aura, and then a whole bunch more vacuum boxes around the outside of your astral body aura. And then on your spiritual path, go ahead and make a whole bunch of vacuum boxes. Your spiritual path is, if you imagine it, it looks like a road, and it's just for you, and it represents what you're meant to learn and experience in this life. And so you just make a whole bunch of vacuum boxes behind you on that path, around you, above you, in front of you, of course, on your path, because you want to unblock your path going forward. Okay? And then just turn on all your vacuum boxes at once with the remote control. And then just relax as your vacuum boxes do the work. And again, if you think, oh, I'm sure I messed that up, say, angels, help me do this. So just relax while your vacuum boxes work. And then say, angels, can you please recycle my vacuum boxes? Okay, that's angels, please recycle my vacuum boxes. And then let's just, you can comb through your space, see how it feels afterwards. Comb through your aura, comb through your chakras along your spine, your major chakras all along your spine. Comb through your grounding, both your physical body grounding and your astral body grounding. Make sure they're both unblocked. Sometimes people have blockages in one but not the other, so let's just comb through your physical body grounding first. Let's make sure that's nice. Again, you want to comb through your physical body grounding to the point where it's flowing very fast downward like a downpour of rain. And then your astral body grounding, comb through your astral body grounding and unblock that. And if you have any questions about astral body grounding, physical body grounding, you can post it and I'll catch up with it at the end after the healing. So we're unblocking your astral body grounding just for a sec. And why would we do that now? Because we already did grounding before. Well, we didn't separate both and make sure both were fine. But also, really, when you do anything, it can trigger other things. And when you're releasing a lot, sometimes, you know, if one thing you're a little resistant about it, then you kind of hang on to it, you know, right at the end, right before the end, and you're grounding, and then it creates a traffic jam and everything piles up. So that's why we just keep rechecking grounding. And especially if you're clearing energy, you know, doing one of my videos or just self, you know, creating your own meditation for yourself, and you start getting spacey, then for sure go check your grounding. You're starting to get tired, starting to get spacey, starting to get irritable, distracted, check your grounding. So we haven't done in a while good karma windows in the back. Good karma windows, they look like triple frame windows, one in each of your aura layers behind the back of your head and your neck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, red, orange, yellow, green, light blue, deep blue, purple. Those would be the colors if you're using the rainbow system for your chakras, and you kind of set them that way, which I guess we could do really quickly in case you haven't done that before or recently. So just set your first chakra with your intention to be your favorite shade of red, and then set your second chakra below your belly button, emotions, sexuality, sensuality. Set your second chakra with your intention to be your favorite shade of orange. Set your third chakra at where your ribs meet here, below your sternum bone. Set that third chakra to be your favorite shade of yellow. This chakra helps with productivity and also sleeping well. Set your fourth chakra to your favorite shade of green. This chakra helps with self-love, motivation, enthusiasm, gratitude. Set your fifth chakra, chakra number 5 in your throat, to like a lighter blue, lighter medium blue. This chakra helps with inner voice, peace of mind, communication with angels, hearing angels, hearing nonverbal communication, also conscious out loud communication, written communication. That's fifth chakra. Set your sixth chakra, which is behind the forehead, to your favorite shade of a deeper blue, like cobalt blue. And set your seventh chakra in the top of your head to your favorite shade of purple. And seventh chakra in the top of the head is for confidence, intuition, goals, empowerment. So that was just setting the colors of all your chakras, which is nice to do. You don't necessarily have to do it a lot, but it's nice. Good karma windows is what we're doing next, like I said. And So the purpose of these is I think it's like they're kind of like special safety gates in a way, because there's energy that you need to receive in this area, external energy, like an uplifting energy from the stars and the cosmos, just like a small amount of uplifting energy. I like to compare that to like if you're outside at night and you see this beautiful sky filled with stars, and it's quiet out and it's very uplifting and like kind of, you know, really special. And so that's basically the energy that you can bring in through these good karma windows. Also, because they're called, well, that's why they're called good karma windows. You can, the universe, like angels, they they can help you, like because of good karma. If you do good deeds, even in a past life, you can get extra help yourself. You know, if you're more altruistic, more kind to others, you know, you do good acts, it comes back to you literally. So the good karma energy can come through these windows. But the windows are extra strong too if you keep them nice and repaired, and so that way you don't get any negative energy through these windows, this area, like invasive beings or people. Because this is a particularly key area. There's so many cool energy centers in all these little Chinese medicine meridians and stuff. And you know, your upper chakras are kind of like a command center in a way, your seventh and your sixth chakra. So it's just really important to have energy safety and wholeness and flow back here. And so these good karma windows are, you know, a nice defensive area to keep safe and whole, so that you only receive what you need to receive through these, and you're not getting messed with back here. And so usually when we heal good karma windows and repair them, people find that they're more able to get projects done that they would have stopped halfway through or not even started. They're more likely to have good focus. It just makes you just more steady, to have strong, safe, good karma windows that are well repaired. So let's go for that. Let's do that. So you just imagine all the 7 triple frame windows: red, orange, yellow, green, light blue, deep blue, purple. You don't really have to think of the colors, but you could if you want, because sometimes energy wraps around them and then you really can't see the color. Like even if you do see color, it just looks like a big white blanket or something, or a big black blanket wrapped around them, and that's because there's just literally energy wrapped around your windows. So you don't want that. So you can just ground all the windows. I think red earth energy is fine to ground all the windows. So you can just bring up red earth energy from the core of the earth, ground all your windows with red earth energy, and just use lots of gold light around all the windows. And you want to repair them. You can get hard objects just thrown at this area, and it can like, those can like shatter a couple windows at once. So you want to just imagine any hard objects and just comb through and get them all and give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. Again, just gather up all the hard objects. Angels, here you go. Gather up all the hard objects. Angels, here you go. And then just use gold light so that the windows recreate themselves. The frames repair, the inner sort of glass pane repairs itself. It's not exactly glass, it's, you know, some kind of colored energy. The more you strengthen this area just by using gold light and clearing out what's not you, the more it like just helps you have a better presence in your physical body chakras. And you can say too, angels, can you recycle any beings or being tunnels in or anywhere near my good karma windows? So that's beings or being tunnels. Angels, can you please recycle any beings or being tunnels in or anywhere near my good karma windows? And just relax and let your angels do that. Maybe wiggle your toes if you're feeling spacey. You can have energy blocks in between all the windows. So you could just raise up the energy blocks so they're separate from the windows. So you have the windows there and you move the blocks away from them. And then you could blow them up if you're healing yourself. If you're healing someone else, just use gold light until they melt. But some people don't like blowing things up, so gold light's fine. So again, imagine your good karma windows, move up the energy blocks that are around them and just blow them up or use gold light to melt them, the energy blocks. We could do sort of like a modified crowd exercise for your good karma windows. Just be like, okay, if there are still any beings messing with my good karma windows, just imagine them as a crowd far away from you. Just say, angels, can you please recycle all these beings? And then just, again, keep healing and repairing your good karma windows, strengthening them. The more you strengthen them, the stronger they get. Like the pain that's in the window, it just gets really, really strong. And also a thing that can be delaying the strengthening of all this, of the good karma windows, is if you have unhealthy agreements with beings, say from a past life or something, any being that really doesn't want you to be present, any being that's kind of, playing games with you, they're not going to be that thrilled with you clearing out this area. So let's get rid of those agreements and those beings so that you're not playing games. No time for games. Not this kind of game. Just imagine your angels in one row, like your real angels that were matched up with you in heaven during your life planning process. So you probably have 3 or 4 of them, and then you have a spirit guide. So imagine your angels, your real angels, and then imagine any other beings that are, whatever, that you have agreements with, but they're not angels. You might think they're angels, but they're really not. So those are over here, right? And just say, angels, can you help me review all my agreements with these beings? And can you help me end any unhealthy agreements with any of these beings? And your angels know that, when you're ending the agreement too, if the being won't leave, then you want the being recycled. So I've given examples of that, like in the past when we've done it, but basically, why would you have an agreement with a being that is not an angel? It doesn't have your best interests at heart. Well, at some point you maybe didn't care, like some people say, like, okay, anything that's out there, help me now, and they don't realize anything that's out there isn't that good, like you want to say angels, to be specific, to get a respectful helper. So it could be that at some point you just didn't know, and you just, willy-nilly accepted help from any spirit that was willing to play along with you. Maybe, for example, something innocent like you felt like you weren't ready for some test at school when you were a kid, and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to go, I don't want to go, I don't want to go, I don't want to go to school, I don't want to go to that test, I'm going to fail it. There are beings that I call stand-in beings that just are like, well, I'll take the test for you, and you're a kid, you don't know, so you're like, sure, or I'll sit through calculus class for you, or math class for you, or I'll, when your dad's scolding you, I'll sit there and nod my head for you, so go ahead and look. Do you have any stand-in beings like that? Any stand-in beings that you made an agreement with at some point when you were a kid, in this life or a past life, whatever? And just say, angels, can you please clear any of these agreements that are not healthy, which would be all of them, but if you at least at all feel unsure, just say, angels, please clear any of these agreements that are unhealthy. But basically any stand-in being agreements you don't need. So again, just line up any stand-in beings, any beings that you made an agreement with that they were going to, play you at some point, and just say, angels, please, can you help me clear all these agreements? All right. So that should be better. Yeah, that is nicer. So now as you heal your good karma windows and strengthen them up more, again with the red earth energy and gold light, there should be less in the way of strengthening these a lot. These 7 good karma windows. And of course, if you have cords to other people going into these, just melt all the cords. There's no legitimate reason for anybody to cord these. Even if it's a child of yours or a parent of yours, there's no reason. That would be helpful. Okay, so that's good karma windows. And in the middle of that, we also did clearing agreements, clearing unhealthy agreements with beings, and also we cleared agreements with stand-in beings. Stand-in beings, which, is just a type of being that volunteers to pretend to be you in situations that at some point you didn't want to deal with. But yeah, it's not a beneficial idea for you, but doesn't mean people don't do it. All right. So again, check your grounding. Check both groundings. Make sure your groundings are flowing well all the way down to the core of the earth. We're going to do quick chakra unblocking. In a different way than what we did the other day. Like I said the other day, that very thorough unblocking and repair of all major and minor chakras and all energy channels, that is now a little 11-minute video all by itself. So that I released just 2 days ago, but I don't think a lot of people have seen it yet. So, because they're not expecting anything short from me, so they don't even look for it. But anyway, it does exist. But anyway, so now let's do it different. Just imagine your 7 physical, just 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The copies out in front of you. They look like open cylinders. So like this is a cylinder shape, right? Cylinder round opening, round opening. I mean, if these were round openings, then this is, you know, this could be sort of like all the chakras, but don't make any white, obviously. Just, you know, purple, deep blue, light blue, you know, but whatever. You don't have to think about the color. So here's your 7 physical body chakras. Here's your 7 astral body chakras. And just, you can bring up red earth energy through all of them. And then bring that down. Orange earth energy through all of them. Yellow earth energy through all of them. That's kind of fun. Just get a sense of the backs of all of them, because you want energy to flow out the back of all of them, except the 7th chakra is oriented this way. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are oriented this way. So that's why I say, you know, make sure energy is flowing out the back of 6 through 1. But the 7th chakra is oriented this way. So you can just make sure energy is flowing out the top and the bottom of your 7th chakra, especially the bottom. The energy's basic, most energy is supposed to flow upward into your 7th chakra in the bottom, because your 7th chakra draws energy upward from the bottom of your 7th layer all the way up, 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 up into your 7th chakra, and then shoots it upward to your 7th layer up here. If you want, I have a whole video series that explains all that in detail. It's called 7 Chakras, Aura Layers Flow. Again, that's a 3-video set. 7 Chakras, Aura Layers Flow. I always link it below, all these big healings. If you look below the summary, healing summary, when it shows up, then there'll be optional video links, and that's one of them. It's a playlist. But you can always ask me if you can't find it. But anyway, so unblock the bottom of your 7th chakras, astral and physical. So it's like, here's the round opening, and you just imagine sort of like little stacks of hard energy right there, and just melt them with gold light. And then imagine more stacks of hard energy right there, and melt them with gold light. In the top of both of your 7th chakras, and in the backs of all 6 through 1, astral and physical. Again, you want energy to flow out the back of all of them. And not just a little. You want it to be like a lot of energy coming out the back. If it's not a lot, it's probably because the chakra is blocked. And, you know, doing this later, you know, or if you didn't get this repair 2 days ago, you may have chakra damage. In which case, yeah, I'll link it below later, but there is an 11-minute video to repair your chakras. But right now, all we're doing is unblocking. You could do sticky gold wax too to unblock more. Just put sticky gold wax in the backs of 6 through 1. And then just take the wax off, whoosh, give it to your angels. And the wax clings to all the energy blocks that you need to release, and all the cords and all the beings that you need to get out of the way. So again, sticky gold wax in the back of all your chakras, back of 6 through 1. And then whoosh, give it to your angels. Okay, and then flip around your copies so you're working the front of 6 through 1. And same thing, sticky gold wax. Angels, here you go. One more time, sticky gold wax in the front of 6 through 1. And the wax will adhere to any beings or energy blocks or cords. And just whoosh, take it off, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So you want energy to be able to flow in, your energy to be able to flow in the front of 6 through 1, these chakras. So then you can just imagine them together and just see, you know, like when you get fully present, your astral chakras fit fully inside of your physical chakras. So when you get them nice and unblocked, they fit in better. I noticed at the start of, so that was just unblocking 7 physical and then 7 astral, just with gold light and then sticky gold wax as well. but I'm noticing like there's a sort of a little bit of a dullness. I mean, much more color than before, but there's a little dullness and like repression around all the chakras. And I noticed that around actually the edge of the aura when I was quiet, you know, right at the start before I started talking. So let's work that just right at the edge of the aura. You can have like a shell, which generally is just created through energy blocks. So I'm sensing them more in the top, the very top, rather than the very bottom of the aura. So right up here versus right down here. But it's creating like a shell all around the aura. That's not good. We don't want that. So So again, just that outer part of your aura, just gold light that more. Oh, you know what? Too. So we get rid of the shell at the edge of the aura, which is from energy blocks. And that'll help you like to receive healing from me more, to receive healing from your angels more. Because that hard shell of like blocked energy would sort of repel good things. Forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, I think it's because the angels didn't want me to go there. So whatever it is, it wasn't what we need to do. So good enough. Oh yeah. The seal at the edge of the aura. Some people have that now, some people don't. An energy seal is kind of like surface tension. Thankfully, somebody pointed that out to me. That's what that's called in the real world. Surface tension is like if like a little small bug is walking on the water. The water molecules don't want to like separate, so it's like it kind of pushes back on the little bug, and so the little bug can just walk along the water. So that maybe that's an odd way of explaining it for the edge of your aura, but it makes the edge of your aura stronger if you have that surface tension. And if you have hard objects stuck in the edge of your aura, it breaks the surface tension and therefore weakens that seal at the edge of your aura. So an easy way to, now that your aura is fully repaired, because we already did that, to get that seal is to just use sticky gold wax all around the outer surface of both your astral body aura and then your physical body aura, and to stick to all the hard objects. And then we get the wax off, and that'll take the hard objects off, and we'll give that to your angels, and then we just redo the repair just a little bit more. Because when there was a hard object stuck in there, now there's like, when you remove the hard object, now there's a little hole. So you do an extra little repair, and then that gives you that surface tension, that nice seal, which helps you be extra strong there. So yeah, so we'll do the seal at the edge of the aura, which I could have done. That would have probably been more logical for me to do it at the end of aura repair. But I really wanted to get to good karma windows. So whatever. So just imagine putting sticky gold wax all around the edge of your physical body aura, and it's going to stick to all any junk, but of course any hard objects around the edge of your physical body aura. And then also sticky gold wax around your astral body aura, the edge of the outer edge of your astral body aura, all around, and it'll stick to the hard objects stuck in your astral body aura around the edge. And then just remove the sticky gold wax. So remove the sticky gold wax from around your physical body aura, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And so that takes the hard objects with it. And again, around your astral body aura, remove the sticky gold wax all around that, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So now you just probably have some puncture holes where their hard objects were. So just do your gold healing energy repair again, just on that outer surface of both of the auras. So astral body aura and physical body aura. So you kind of imagine it like a, you know, a bubble, and you're just doing that outer surface, sending the gold light in so that it goes in any little gashes or punctures. So they all heal up. And you get that surface tension, that seal. All right, good. Because, you know, to clear fear, you got to be really present and safe. Because otherwise, some being that wants you to live in fear, they're just going to distract you and make it too hard. So we had to get like good boundaries within your good karma windows, your edge of the aura, seal, unblock your chakras a lot. So now you're more here, you're more present and flowing. We unblocked your grounding a lot because that really helps you to have a strong footing, if you will, strong release of energy. So, okay, so now we get to play with getting fear out of your abundance. Oh! Yay! So we'll do deep thought for starters. So deep thought technique for getting fear out of your abundance. And again, like I said in the intro, it could be because of past lives that you have fear stuck in your abundance space. An example of, okay, what's an example, a specific example of having fear stuck in your abundance space? Well, you know, if you're worried about money, you know, if you're worried, because worry doesn't help anything, you know. It's not like it's going to make you money. Sit around worrying about it, you know. I mean, planning, taking action might, but sitting around worrying just freaks you out, right? So that would be an example of fear in your abundance space. Say you have a fear that you're not going to earn enough money, or that, you know, maybe you not only fear that, you know, when you get money, you're going to have a big bill that'll come and eat up the money. Maybe it's a reality. Like maybe that actually happens to you. Like you feel like you can never get ahead, because if you do get some kind of extra income, you get extra bills. So that's it's because fear and abundance are in the same chakra. It's still first chakra. It's all first chakra. So your fear of not having the money helps you to not have the money, like, because it blocks up the chakra that's supposed to help you have the money. So it's like this self-fulfilling, you know, repeating cycle. So and two, there are present and past lives, present and or past lives, where people may have intimidated you and removed opportunities from your life, you know, conspired in a way so that you don't have abundance. And so we want to get all that out. Any sort of fear or oppression type controls. So maybe we'll do it a dual thing, like to remove fear and oppression from your abundance space. Because sometimes that's really the same thing, but sometimes we'll clear more by saying it that way. So we'll remove fear and oppression out of your abundance space. Okay, cool. So for deep thought, again, make sure you're really, really grounded. Redo your grounding, red or orange or yellow, whichever flows better for you right now. Big wide grounding, make sure both your astral and your physical body grounding are flowing really well. Downward, fast downward flow. And just imagine 3 sections out in front of you to do deep thought healing. It's just like a copy out in front of you. One, the shape that I usually put at the bottom is your conscious mind, And then just above that, I'm sorry, subconscious mind is at the bottom, and then conscious mind, and then higher self, your 8th chakra. Your 8th chakra is really an energy center that you have, but it's above your aura. Sometimes 2 feet above, 3 feet above, sometimes 10 feet above. It goes up and down. But so you can just imagine that as like a gold section for your 8th chakra, higher self, eternal wisdom. So that's eternal wisdom, 8th chakra, and then conscious mind and subconscious mind. And you want these 3 sections to touch because you want them to be like blending surfaces where, you know, you do get your eternal wisdom coming down to help your conscious mind. And you do get things that you understand and know subconsciously to come up to the rate that's healthy, right? So you want flow here between eternal self, higher self, conscious mind, and subconscious mind. So just go ahead and first, let's do a blue soak. And so you bring up blue earth energy from the core of the earth and soak, like medium blue or light blue. And soak just these, don't soak your body and your lower chakras and all that. Just these copies of your mind, your subconscious, conscious mind. You don't actually have to soak your 8th chakra in blue earth energy. That wouldn't really do anything either way, but if you soak your subconscious mind and your conscious mind in the blue earth energy, that's nice. And you can just leave that up actually, and then just use gold light. You can kind of, if you're healing yourself, not if you're healing someone else. If you're healing someone else, don't touch the 8th chakra stuff. You can just use gold light for your hands, universal gold light for your hands. But if you're healing yourself, you can actually use that gold light and, you know, sort of spread it downward. And you can just like kind of dab it, you know, like if you're spreading something on a sandwich, you know, just get a dab of it and then just spread it on the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. So get some of that 8th chakra gold of yours and just spread it on the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And again, you only want to do that with your own when you're healing yourself. So you can sort of spread upward some blue earth energy, get a dab of the blue earth energy, spread that on conscious and subconscious mind. And then the gold light, spread that on your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. So that was sort of a blue soak in a way. I mean, we also use the gold light. But okay, so now fear, just imagine any fear energy blocks or any fear that's impacting you and your abundance. And just notice it in these spaces, and you could visualize it if you want, or imagine it, or if you don't see energy, that's okay too. But you're just imagining that the fear energy blocks are noticeable, or the fear stuck energy is noticeable. And then do the same thing again, the blue earth energy, spread it on the fear so it helps to clear it, and then the gold light, spread it on the fear so it helps to clear it. And you might notice a hardness that develops in the blending surfaces too, because that's also where you can get blocked. So just spread the gold light on those blending surfaces in between all those sections. So in between your higher self and your conscious mind, that upper blending surface, just spread the gold light there. And then in between conscious and subconscious mind, spread the gold light there. You can imagine them like wounds. If you have fear or oppression wounds in your conscious or subconscious mind, you can imagine them like slashes that you see in these sections. And then do the same thing, just blue earth energy in the slashes and gold light in the slashes. And again, the slashes that you're imagining, they represent inner wounds of fear or oppression energy from this or past lives that are affecting your abundance. So you just melt them, and you can go ahead and imagine a whole new batch. Any fear or oppression inner wounds in your conscious mind or your subconscious mind, and just use blue earth energy and then gold light. And you just have to spread it really gently, and then just wait and relax and breathe, you know, as it does its work to heal and dissolve those inner wounds. And if you have an inner wound that you feel isn't clearing, isn't healing, just say, angels, can you help me with that? And if you have a specific, if you have anything about your abundance that you feel is very hard to do, or you're afraid of it, or you feel like it's very challenging for you, or you feel like I'll never get it done, just notice the blocks or wounds in your subconscious or conscious mind that support that sort of defeatist thinking about your abundance, and just notice those as like hard energy or wounds, and go ahead and use the blue earth energy and put it on those wounds or blocked energy, and the gold light and put it on the wounds or the blocked energy. So for example, if you have a specific fear about money and that's a certain way, or you feel like, oh my God, I'm never going to pay off my car, or I'm never going to be able to fix this in my house, just look at the wounds and just use the gold light and the blue earth energy. Okay, cool. So that is deep thought. So just a little bit extra gold light there. You can go ahead and we can do flower healing and then give it to these sections of your conscious and subconscious mind. So what's the opposite of having fear and oppression stuck in your abundance space? I would say, well, it's abundance, but you could say abundance and courage and empowerment. So you can make abundance, courage, and empowerment healing energy flowers for yourself, and just multiply them, make them to be 1 million of them or something. As much abundance and courage and empowerment energy you need. You say, angels, can you double check these flowers? And then go ahead and give those to these sections of your mind, your conscious and your subconscious mind. If you had trouble doing that, say, angels, help me do this. Okay, and again, just imagine your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, and of course, your higher self, and just make healing energy flowers for abundance and empowerment. And I say, angels, can you double check these flowers? Abundance, courage, and empowerment. And give these flowers to your conscious and your subconscious mind. All right, so that was deep thought healing, and also we mixed flower healing in at the end. So I'm going to see where people are at. You can go ahead, check your grounding. Make sure it's wide and flowing. Okay, so receiving cleanly is a thing where you can. We talked about it a little bit in the Q&A about abundance that I did 2 days ago, where you can give cleanly, you could receive cleanly. So what that means is, like, you could give someone money or help or assistance, but you're not giving away your unique life force. You're not letting them into your grounding. You're not, giving up part of your chakras or your aura or your abundance space or whatever. It's literally just the money. You can be very specific about what you're giving and very sort of pure and intentional about it, that it's just this service. It's not like, okay, now you have a lifetime subscription to the back of my aura. um, so, so money is interesting with that because a lot of people don't realize that you can receive cleanly, and a lot of people don't give cleanly with money. A lot of people, to use a quick personal example, my genetic parents were very big on, if they pay for something, then they kind of own you, So there was a lot of strings attached with their money. And so, at some point, just personally, I needed to cut ties, no more involvement. But a lot of people, that's not the right choice for them. For whatever reason, they decide not to. And so they have a relationship with somebody who's pretty heavily manipulative and gives money. And they tend to not understand that you can accept the money cleanly. Even if that person means to manipulate you by giving you this money, you could, if your angels felt it was good for you and everything, you could still receive the money, but cleanly, and not receive the fear and the manipulation and the oppression and the hierarchy of it as well. But like I said, most people don't understand that. And so they receive all this weird oppressive energy with the money, the financial assistance. And this may have happened to you in many past lives, even if it hasn't happened to you in this life. So the next exercise that Archangels Ariel and Jophiel are suggesting that we do is that we remove all the junk that you took on when you received uncleanly. So if you ever receive money from somebody or help in an unclean way, that could still be in your space, whatever junk you got from them, whatever manipulative energy you got from them. And B, it could just color your thoughts of abundance, and maybe make you feel like, abundance really isn't worth it, because you have to, get all this junk with it. So let's get rid of the junk. So I guess that's clean receiving that we're talking about. So it's a clean receiving clean out that we're doing. Yeah, so go ahead and just imagine out in front of you just piles of all the junk that you have received, that you still have in your space from receiving uncleanly. And you could even make like one section is all the junk that you've received in this life by receiving uncleanly that you still have, and all that the other section is past lives. Anything that you still have in your space that you received through unclean receiving of abundance, like money gifts or whatever, someone helped you. So unclean receiving from this life and from past lives that you still have, and just look at the wreckage. Look at all the junk. So I think this is a good time to do my little game where you reduce something in size first, because I think if it's so big, it's kind of like, it might seem unmanageable. It might seem like, oh, I can't clear that. Look at that, Janet. So first, say, angels, can you double check my piles? Then you know that it's okay to clear all of whatever you still see, right? And then whatever's still there. So then go ahead and reduce it in size. So reduce the pile from this life so it's nice and manageable. Like it's the same pile, but you're just compressing the energy and making it small. And then if you're healing yourself, you can blow it up, or just hand it to your angels. Angels, here you go. You can melt it with gold light. whatever's fun for you. So again, this life, all the junk that you received through unclean receiving in this life that you still have, just reduce it in size, blow it up if it's yours, melt it with gold light, give it to your angels, one of the above. Okay, and then all that junk that you received through unclean receiving in past lives, go ahead, reduce that in size. You might want to wrap it all in gold light first. Protect yourself. And then reduce it all so it's a small, manageable chunk. And then if it's yours, just blow it up if you want, or melt it with gold light, or probably hand it to your angels, because there may be some invasive beings mixed in there. So just hand the whole thing to your angels. Angels, here you go. So we're going to do that a couple times. That was a big one. So redo your grounding, red or orange or yellow, and maybe just we'll do a quick tricolor soak. So bring up red earth energy, soak yourself in red earth energy. Bring that down, make an orange grounding for yourself, soak all up in orange earth energy. Bring that down, make a yellow grounding for yourself, soak in yellow earth energy, up, bring the yellow earth energy up, soak in that. And then if you preferred the red or the orange, go back to the red or the orange, but stay it as I would say as a one color soak. So just soak in it, soak all in that color earth energy. If you don't like that for now, then just bring it back down to the level of your grounding. But I'm gonna definitely do a one color soak. So that was a tricolor soak and then a one color soak that we're leaving up. We did first red, orange, yellow, and then now we're just doing your favorite color. Okay, so let's do that again. The clean receiving clean out, or the unclean receiving clean out, I guess. So one section will be all the junk that you still have in your space, if there's anything you still have in your space from unclean receiving in this life. And then the other section is anything you still have in your space from unclean receiving in past lives. And then say, angels, can you double check my piles? And then, oh, and by the way, if you think you can't do this, you can. Like, because I have one client who's receiving the healings and she's like, I can't do it, just do it for me. But I'm watching people and you're doing it. So I'm watching the 100 people, and the angels will tell me if somebody's not doing it, and then I kind of make sure. So it's okay. But if you're not one of the 100 people, just say, angels, help me do this. That's fine. Okay, and then just you can wrap it all up in gold light, 2 separate bundles of gold light, reduce both of them in size, and if they're yours, you can blow it up if you're healing yourself, but you could also melt with gold light, or you could just hand to your angels. Angels, here you go. So hand both, unclean receiving from this life, unclean receiving from past lives. And let's go like one step underneath that and help you to clear baggage that makes you that way, that makes you take on junk that you don't have to take on when you're receiving stuff. Because, like, for example, say that, unlike me, say that you had an otherwise positive relationship with a parent of yours, and so, they're a little, they're a little questionable, but overall the relationship is a keeper, and that person cuts you a check for something, and you're thinking like, but overall, it's okay. So you're like, all right, it's okay. So you could still receive that money and not receive, that person's energy or that person's control or manipulation. But what if you don't? What if you do let them manipulate you and run your life? So what is that about? What is that that's making you kind of allow the manipulation, allow the unclean aspect of it. So just make a big gold blanket out in front of you and dump onto it any baggage, any junk within you that makes you allow unclean receiving and makes you do unclean giving. Let's just do all at once. So any baggage that makes you unclean give or unclean receive. And then go ahead and melt it away with lots of gold light. Any baggage that makes you receive uncleanly or give uncleanly. And if you have any leftover, just say, angels, can you please help me with that? So that was blanket exercise to get rid of the baggage that makes you unclean give or unclean receive. And yeah, and let's do flowers. Let's do energy healing flowers, and then we'll do one more repeat of that blanket exercise. So we'll, we just cleared and we're going to nourish, and then we're going to clear again and nourish again so that it's more effective. Okay, so we're going to do healing energy flowers. If you don't like flowers, just make big balls of colored energy that are rainbow colored and gold. But make energy healing flowers for your vibration of self-love and empowerment. So universal healing energy, but exactly what you need to have more self-love and more empowerment. So lots of self-love and empowerment flowers for yourself. And say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And then give them to yourself. Again, more self-love and empowerment flowers. Angels, can you double check my flowers? And give them to yourself. Okay, now we're going to repeat that the clearing, the unclean giving and unclean receiving, any inner baggage that even just subconsciously makes you receive uncleanly or give uncleanly, meaning like with manipulation or with oppression or some controlling kind of hierarchy games in it. So big gold blanket out in front of you and just heap onto it any baggage. You don't have to know what chakra it came from or what layer or whatever, what past life. Any baggage that you have that makes you unclean give or unclean receive. And just dump it onto your blanket and say, angels, can you double check my pile? And then go ahead and melt it away with gold light. And if some of that's not melting, just melt cords that are going into that pile. And then melt the pile. Okay, and then we'll just do flowers one more time, and then we'll do something else fun. More fun to come! So, just make energy healing flowers for self-love and empowerment for yourself. A whole bunch of them, make a million times more. Self-love and empowerment flowers for yourself. And say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And give them to yourself. Okay. Checking where people are at. Let's do a little extra unblocking. Right above the head in aura layers 1 and 2, and right below the feet in aura layers 1 and 2. Those are a little tight. So just gold light there. Imagine the hard energy right above your head and right below your feet, and just melt it away with gold light. You can practice intuitively measuring your aura layers, how wide each one is, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But you can just measure them out in front of you, like 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like some people, everyone's pretty good right now because I just unblocked them. But before I just unblocked them, it was like 7, 6. For some people, it was 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like their second layer was more compressed and their first layer was super compressed. So, but we unblocked them at the very bottom and the very top, and that's a quick way to help the whole layer. So they widen out again and unblock, and that helps the chakras, helps you to be more present. It's a big deal. Okay, so core energy blocks. Energy blocks are blocked energy, right, that you have. And core energy blocks are just ones that are more important. They're kind of like more fundamental, more foundational. So they affect more of your life, your personality, how you act, how you feel. So you could have core energy blocks that affect your abundance and affect your fear. So we're going to do both. Just because, like I said, if you have an issue with fear, a lot of times it's going to get in the way of your abundance. One example of that is, you know, I had this client once years ago, and she was extremely well off, and she didn't really meditate though. I mean, I think these days, if someone had zero interest in meditation, I wouldn't have them as a conscious client. But back then I was less clear about, you know, my focus. Less picky maybe. But anyway, so she had a ton of money and no motivation to heal herself. So she was just getting readings and getting readings and not working on herself in between the readings. And she basically, her husband made the money and she spent the money, was sort of how it went. And she had a lot of compulsive stuff about like that she had just had to redo her kitchen when it was already like state of the art. And she just had to redo her bathroom when it was already state of the art because it didn't have heated floors, you know, and she lives in Georgia, you know. So, which, you know, for those of you that don't know, Georgia gets pretty darn hot. I mean, I'm sure it gets cold at some point, but, you know, do you have to have heated floors in your bathroom? Of course not. But it was just an example. There's always something. It was like always, oh, new windows, always more and more and more and more and more, you know, and her house, I'm sure was already like, you know, pretty perfect as it is. But there was this fear motivation of like, it's not enough, it's not enough, it's not enough, very compulsive to the point where it created a lot of issues in her marriage because her husband was like, hello, we just redid that. And she just, you know, was like scheming, how can I get him to agree, you know, because it was this fear-based compulsion. So she had abundance in a way. I mean, you would think like through, you know, because her husband made gobs and gobs and gobs and gobs of money all the time. But she didn't have abundance because her fear like smushed it, you know, like part of abundance is, you know, just abundance as an energy is having the money but being able to just, you know, feel like you have enough. You know, I mean, part of that safety is, you know, helps with the abundance. You know, she didn't really have abundance because she had, you know, you might think she had abundance because she could redo her kitchen at the drop of a hat again and again and again. But she was kind of using up money, you know, all the time. And she had all this fear and panic about, you know, it's never enough and what can I do and how can I, you know, screw the harmony in my marriage, let me manipulate him more so I can redo the kitchen again. So, obviously she's an extreme example, but useful in that way. So the idea is, let's find the core energy blocks that either keep you in fear or mess with your abundance, or both. You know, because it could be both. So just redo your grounding. Let's do a quick tricolor soak, and we'll leave it as a one color soak up. So big red grounding, up, soak in red earth energy. And then bring that down and make a big orange grounding for yourself, and then bring the orange earth energy all the way up and soak in it. Orange earth energy, up, soak in your orange earth energy. And then bring that down and have a yellow grounding, and then bring up your yellow earth energy and soak in that yellow earth energy. And go ahead and go back to whichever one was favorite for you right now, and just leave it up. So red or orange or yellow earth energy soak. So one color soak. You don't have to leave it up, but you know, it's nice. But otherwise, just bring it back down so it's regular grounding. Okay, so we did that little tricolor and then one color soak. But then just out in front of you, imagine your energy blocks that are core, you know, more deeper ones. Because if you get the deeper ones, it helps you clear a lot of the little ones automatically. So just imagine core energy blocks that are affecting your abundance and or your fear, you know, keeping you in fear. So affecting your abundance, affecting your fear. And say, angels, can you double check my piles? And then go ahead, and if it's your energy, you could blow it up. If you're healing someone else, just use gold light and melt it. You can also reduce it in size and hand it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So again, big gold blanket, and put more on there. Any core energy blocks that you have that are about abundance or fear, or both. And just, you could soak them in red earth energy if you want to. Soak up your core energy blocks in the red earth energy, and then lots of gold light. And make sure you melt away any cords going into these energy blocks from other people. It could be from people that you like, you know. It's really common for people to cord each other. So just melt away the cords going into these blocks, and then just keep using gold light so that these core energy blocks about abundance or about fear can clear. And if you have any leftovers, say, angels, can you help me with these? So the last thing we'll do is easy, but sometimes people can get kind of, you know, drama about it, but it's easy. Sometimes people can harm other people, like even consciously or just subconsciously, you know, maybe they're very resentful of somebody. So you may have had somebody who resented you a lot, either currently or in a past life. And on some level, you know, consciously or subconsciously, maybe they put some energy in your space. And, you know, culturally, some people might say, oh, that's a curse, or that's a hex, or that's bad jinn or something, or, you know, voodoo or whatever. But whatever, it's just pieces of energy from somebody else. And we don't want that, right? So you can just actually imagine that like a pile. So if you have any just bad mojo from other people, any, you know, blah, any junk, manipulations is what I like to call it. Any manipulations from other people in this or past lives that affect your abundance and your courage and your safety. Let's do it all. So anything affecting your abundance, courage, or safety that's from other people, that's like this sort of manipulation stuff. And just, you can bring up red earth energy and then lots of gold light. But this stuff, I think probably most efficient is just to wrap it all in gold light. So you make like a big package of it and then just reduce it in size so it's easy to handle and go, angels, here you go. I'm done with this. Okay, so we're gonna do that one more time. And just make a big old blanket out in front of you and dump on it any manipulations. But if maybe you don't like the blanket, a big gold bucket, a big gold dumpster, whatever you want out in front of you, and just any manipulations from other people in this life or past lives that affect your courage, safety, or abundance, and just load it all up and just say, angels, can you double check my pile? And then go ahead and make it one big package and reduce it in size if you want and hand it to your angels. Say, angels, here you go. I'm done with that. Or can you help me with this? So that was getting rid of manipulations to anything affecting your abundance, safety, or courage. Because those are all first chakra aspects. And so it's best to work all of them to benefit any of them. So for abundance, safety, and courage, we just got rid of manipulations that were affecting those things. Okay. So I lied. There's one more thing. One more cool thing. I didn't really lie. I just didn't know it yet. So, okay, think about like, okay, here's the abundance where you're at right now, right? But try not to think of like the ego stuff about it. Just make it psychic. You know, here's my abundance right now, and here's the abundance level that I would like to be at some point in this life. And just kind of notice those. Like if they were flowers, what is your abundance flower that represents you in present time, and what's your abundance flower that's for you someday in this life, you know, that you would like, you know, or an abundance tree for now and an abundance tree for, you know, what your goal abundance tree, and just notice the difference. Okay, and it's okay if you didn't notice because you're freaking out because you're like, I don't know. But there is a thing to like, I mean, I think sometimes the vision boards and all that can get a little bit uncentering and therefore not necessarily useful, but I think there is something to it as well, as long as you stay in the present when you're doing it. So this tree of like the kind of abundance that you would like, right? Go ahead and make energy healing flowers that match that tree. You know, like maybe there are those flowers on the tree, you know, just have the tree make energy healing flowers. And so that's the vibration of abundance that you would like in this life. And say, angels, can you double check this? So these are specialized abundance flowers, right? For you, for the abundance that you would like. And you just had your angels double check them, and then go ahead and give them to yourself. And make sure they get to all your chakras. And every cell in your body. So, and definitely your physical body. Don't just, your spirit and then poo-poo your body. Because your physical body helps you manifest in the real physical plane. Okay, so again, just notice your abundance tree that represents how much abundance you have at this moment, and then your abundance tree that you would like, like your abundance level that you want to increase to. And just have the flowers from that tree, have the tree give you energy healing flowers. Just make energy healing flowers from that tree. And then say, angels, can you double check my flowers? And give them to yourself. And make sure every cell of your body gets some, all your chakras of your physical body, all your chakras of your spirit. And then if you want to, you can have your angels give your abundance tree a healing, your present time abundance tree a healing. Just say, angels, can you heal my abundance tree? Or my abundance, can you heal my abundance? All right. So double check your grounding. And double check your first layer, especially in the front. And if you have anything hard right there in the front of your first layer, just melt that gold light. Because that's where anything that would be triggered for, blocking your courage, safety, and abundance. So we're going to melt all that. So you have good flow, because your first layer, that's your courage, safety, and abundance energy. So just admire that, let that flow around your first layer, which is the layer closest to your body. All right, and reground. And you can just say, angels, can you give me a blessing and a healing? And 2, I didn't mention redo your gold buffers. I didn't mention it out loud. All right. So the healing is done. Woo-hoo. Let's see. What did we do right at the end there? We did... Oh, the abundance tree. That was fun. Okay, cool. So, there's no separate live stream today. I'm only doing one giant live stream today. If you have any comments about what this healing was like for you, I'd be happy to read that out loud here if you want. Of course, there's a healing summary. There's a post-healing survey later if you don't like sharing publicly. But if you did want to say anything about how the healing was for you, also the people that just watched and I didn't heal, you're welcome to as well to share any feedback you have about the healing, if there's a certain part that you especially liked or how you're feeling right now. Try to give context in your comment about which you are, like if I healed you too, or if you just healed yourself only, because that's useful for me to know. Sometimes with the YouTube IDs being so enigmatic, I'm not sure who people are. But yeah, and then just for your information, the next healings, the group healings that I'm doing are next month in May. And that schedule is on my website. On the payment page is where all the dates and themes are listed. But May 7th, 9th, and 11th is when the triplet set is. The next set of group healings. Okie doke. So I'm going to catch up on comments. Someone says they're working during the healing and they will watch the video later, which is fine. That's great. A lot of people do that. So it says, hi dear, I can feel someone is moving around in my room, but can't see. This happens every night and I end up with fear. Please help. Well, your angels are in the room. So it does seem like you do have yeah, it does seem like you have someone who hasn't crossed over yet, that has found you. Like, they're called ghosts, but you don't have to be afraid of them. You know, like, most people cross over right away when their physical body dies. But in rare cases, someone is too surrounded by blocked energy, and so they can't see their angels, even though it's like super easy, even for non-spiritual people, when their physical body is dying. So those people haven't crossed over yet because they haven't seen their angels, and so they haven't even seen the special angels that come to help you cross over. So they haven't crossed over yet. So if you're somewhat intuitive or, you know, whatever, a ghost might find you because they want help. You know, they're like, well, what's wrong with me? Do you see me? You know, because nobody sees me and somebody's living in the house I used to live in, and what the heck, you know, because they don't really understand what's going on. So you can help a ghost cross over. You know, it's not hard. What you do, and I'll do it right now for at least the one that I see that's in your home. So you just say hi, and then you say, these are your angels. Your angels are right here. And so you just kind of imagine, you know, center yourself first, and you imagine, okay, this is that ghost, that, you know, human being spirit that hasn't crossed over yet. And you say, hi, I know you're freaking out, but look over here. These are your angels. Look over here. Don't keep looking at me. Look at there. Look at your angels. And then once that happens, you don't have to do anything else, because then they realize, like, oh. Because once they look at their angels and like really look, then the communication starts, and then they realize, and then it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I've been bothering you. I didn't mean to scare you, blah, blah, blah. You know, and they go. So, but for the person that mentioned that, you also have massive aura damage in the back. So even some random invasive being could scare you quite a bit, because you just have so much aura damage. It could be worse, but it is not great. It's mostly in your back left and the top. So you have deep gashes in your aura in the back left and the top, and also in the front right by your chest. So aura repair would be how you fix that for free on your own, easy to do. And you can even, I'm going to take a few days off, but after that I'll check for YouTube comments. So if you know, you could say, can you check my work? You know, like do aura repair a few times. Any of my group healings have aura repair in them. So today's healing, you know, this live stream right now started with aura repair pretty early on in the healing. But so yeah, on your left and then the top, and the gashes are pretty big, so I can see why you could get, you know, really spooked by things. So yeah, work your aura repair, and then your grounding is pretty wide right now, but it's just the aura damage. I think that's the main issue. Also, your lower 3 chakras are pretty blocked, so that's hard too. We used sticky gold wax in this healing, actually, when we were unblocking chakras. It's maybe about an hour into the healing. I'll have timestamps later, but if in the meantime, like right away, you want, what should I do, Janet? Maybe just do separate videos. Like there's one sticky gold wax 7 chakras. So if you search Janet Wright sticky gold wax and the number 7, it's like a 5-minute video, and it walks you through doing sticky gold wax to remove energy blocks around your chakras. Because once you get your aura repair done, and again, you know, if you search Janet Wright aura repair, you'll find options. Or if you've never done my gold buffer zones video, that's an extra technique to learn while you learn aura repair. So you could search Janet Wright gold buffer zones. But anyway, so aura repair would be the number one priority, but then unblocking your chakras more also, so you can just get more present, and so then you won't freak out so much by things. But specific ghosts, they're just people, so you don't have to be afraid of them. They're just kind of freaking out. That's why they seem intense. I mean, I used to, ghosts find me if I'm walking around somewhere, But then there's just heaven people that have crossed over, and they're just saying hi. But I don't think, yeah, I think if you don't understand that it's just a heaven person and a heaven person says hi to you, you might freak out too. Like there are some heaven people with this house that is up the street from me. So when I go on a walk, I go on the walk and I say, hey, you can come on a walk with me, because otherwise they're like, hi, hi, hi. So I'll let them walk with me. But those are people that have crossed over and they're fine. They're just watch over that house extra because, I think it's probably who lives in that house is probably a guy who has a mom in heaven and like two aunts, so his mom and two sisters. So they're all hanging out in the front a lot. So I see them when I go on a walk. So you don't have to be afraid of people that are, they don't have a physical body right now. I don't think it's like any big, dark, negative, invasive beings because your angels are clearing out your home pretty well. So, I mean, they don't do that for everybody, but you seem to be doing some sort of prayers already and that it does work. So I think the only things that are spooking you are people, people that haven't crossed over yet. Okay, so hope that helps. And if you have other questions later, do aura repair first and do chakra unblocking. And then you can post under a video and say, can you please check my work? But maybe do aura repair a few times first, and chakra unblocking. Okay, someone else says hi. Hi back to you. Someone says, hello, Janet. How much of my problems focusing is beings versus lack of sleep or discipline or job burnout, etc. I like that you're giving me multiple choice. Well, aura damage is really what it boils down to. I don't know. Do you repair your aura? Because it's not working if you do. So that would be a question you could post again. Yes, I repair my aura regularly. I just did it yesterday, or I just let me know when was the last time you repaired your aura, because your aura is like ripped to shreds in the back. It's like even more than that person I was just talking to. Your aura is like just big rips. You actually don't have chakra damage, which is like a minor miracle because your aura is missing so much in the back. So yeah, I would say that's the main thing. So yeah, that's not one of the options you gave me, but that's a box I would put below all that and check. Aura damage is the box I check on that one. So I wonder, did you follow along to today's healing? Because if you did, something was really up. What I would say is use sticky gold wax around the outside of all those gaping junky holes. Sticky gold wax all that junk off first, and then do aura repair and see if, because your aura repair has not been working if you're doing it. Okay, someone else says, I always feel low in energy. How can I feel energetic? Thanks, dear. Oh, that's the same person. Well, yeah, I already answered it. you have major aura damage and your lower chakras are blocked. So I already answered it and hope it makes sense. Someone says, I've got abundant work again today. I think you're just excited about the healing. So yes, I'm glad you're excited. Someone says, hello, thank you for your hard work and efforts. Where does my astral self go for replenishment and nourishment like my physical self goes to the fridge? What does my astral self look like? I mean, your astral self looks like you. I would say, meaning your astral body. We did a healing a while ago where one of the things we did is remove objects from past lives that you're still wearing, but you don't need right now. Like ceremonial necklaces or ceremonial belts or, ceremonial boots that you wore in a certain life. And because you do have a lot of like hodgepodgey stuff. It sort of looks like, like a kid playing dress up where kids playing dress up, they'll put on whatever they have to play with, even if it's like 40 necklaces and 3 dresses. And so there's quite a bit of redundant excess of like ceremonial objects that you don't need right now. So I would say just imagine your astral body and kind of, take everything off, give it to your angels, and just, less is more. Not everything off, but you're probably have like, you need 10% of it, what you're wearing, your astral body has on. So that's interesting. Hope that helps. Where does your astral self go for replenishment and nourishment? Like, well, hopefully during the day, your astral self is in your physical body, but when you're asleep, we all can go on the astral to any place we want, and so hopefully you let your angels pick places for you that are especially healing and nourishing, and you do. Sometimes though, you go to like family reunion type places that your angels are like, we told you not to go here, it's going to drain you. But when you go off just with like one friend and the angels, that usually works better. Like, or maybe one family member, and then one family member at a time, and then the angels pick a spot that's nice for both of you. So that usually works much better on the astral when you just, meet with one family member at a time, or one friend at a time, or just yourself. But it's just when they all want to group together, usually the astral level is just not great. You could kind of push back though, like say there's going to be, yeah, maybe not with all families you could do this, but I think with yours you can kind of push back. Like, so if there's going to be a family reunion, maybe just on the astral or physically as well. If there's going to be a physical event, then there's definitely going to be the astral version of it. And if, in this case, the astral level is just not great that they meet on, you can say, well, hey guys, let's have the angels pick, let's have the angels upgrade our venue, and so that way the angels, everybody's angels kind of, picks it up and puts it in a place that, has more lightness and joy and peace and serenity, and it's safer, and, so that's all I would say is kind of, maybe help heal your self-esteem a little bit, your heart chakra, your self-valuing, so that you don't self-sacrifice like that and meet on like weird astral levels just to hang out with certain people. Because you can upgrade things, your angels can find a better place to meet with people. So I hope that makes sense. Right, so it says, what effect will just listening to your videos during a deep meditation have? Does the feeling of a word have the same effect as the words themselves for healing work? Yeah, I do know what you're getting at, and yes, it does help. I mean, there are different videos. Obviously, I'm a person, so it's not like I'm an archangel that, is always at a certain vibration, so it depends on the day and what my vibe was. But I do try, because I know that the vibration really matters. I try to, only make videos when I'm really got my junk together, myself together. So yeah, there is an energy that is potentially awakening and restorative and inspiring. So yeah, even if you're not listening to what I'm saying, but it's in the background. I mean, unless, sometimes my mind, I don't like hearing words and I'm thinking of other words, it's kind of, my brain doesn't like that. So if that's the case, obviously it wouldn't help. But yeah, if you can just, like a vibration, treat it like a vibrational thing and listen in the background, like sort of barely listen. That is nice. It could be helpful. Likewise, if you listen to some news program or some blog or something where the person's energy just really isn't that great, maybe they're bitter or they're, they're just very out of body, they're very angry, whatever, that vibration also would have an effect on you. So whatever you listen to, music, my stuff, anybody's stuff, it has an effect. Not that you need to be phobic about it, but it's, it's a way to contribute to your having a good day, is thinking about what you're listening to. So, hope that makes sense. I don't think it has identical effect to as if you followed along with the video necessarily. The conscious focus, you could probably do much more than just the whole passive listening to it as a vibration and not listening to the words and acting on the words. But it's still something. So I hope that makes sense. Someone says, "Hey, Janet, mentioned in my survey that my dad was trying to kill me in a dream after I cleared out my abundance garden. Why is he so bad? And how's the garden looking? I tried to spruce it up and evict those unwanted tenants. Thanks, Janet." Okay, so dreams are not always real, right? So what that means is, someone who's totally mainstream can say that and it means something different than what I'm saying, right? So what I mean is there still are just body dreams that are nonsensical fears that your brain turns into a movie, and so it's a body dream. Doesn't mean that on a spirit level your dad was coming after you trying to kill you, because he wasn't. It's just you had some fears, fear of authority, fear of your father, whatever, fear of change, and your brain turned it into that movie. So on a spirit level, was your dad mad at you that night? No. He seemed to be really uninvolved with you. But you're having a body dream because you have some old energy blocks. Some were from him and some were just from fear of authority figures, fear of male authority, fear of authority figures in general. And they weren't clearing. Your body wasn't able to clear them. They're a little too stuck in your first layer. And so since they weren't clearing, it was sort of a bigger dream, and it kind of brought your spirit back a little, because you're like, oh, my body's got something going on. Let me figure out what that is. And so then you're conscious of the brain movie that was happening at the time, the body dream. So, but yeah, it didn't actually piss off your dad. I think, he gets into this stuff and it confuses him, he's like, oh, I was doing that. Mm-hmm. I think, I don't remember if he passed away already or what, but as I look at him, he's, oh, that was your mom. Yeah. Your dad. Yeah. He doesn't seem, he's just in a different place now. It could be because of your mom passing, but he's not trying to own your abundance garden anymore. Doesn't mean that there aren't stuck old parts of him that we're trying and might still be trying, but yeah, I don't see him doing that. So it was just a body dream. So just keep clearing energy blocks that create the body dreams. Someone says, lovely, very much feeling the chakra and aura healing. Oh, good. You did get the healing, yes. Able to move and breathe with ease. Nice. Good to know. Someone says, thank you so much. You watched and healed yourself. I cut all the ties of life-sucking bonds, living clean and free. Okay, good. I think maybe that was inspired by the whole thing of receiving cleanly, maybe. Someone says, this was a spectacular healing experience. Tons of powerful shifts. Loves it. So grateful. Okay, great. Good to know. And you received the healing. So nice. Good to know. Glad it helped you. Someone says, whoa, I feel great. I can feel a lot of energy dumping out of me. My favorite part was the last 2 exercises. Yeah, the angels were on a roll with that. The last 2 exercises, the abundance tree thing and the manipulations affecting abundance, safety, and courage. Yeah. How did my dad do? He really needed abundance help, because he also got the healing. Yeah, interestingly, that manipulations one was big for him. He had a lot of past life manipulations affecting his abundance. So he cleared a lot with that, and he's going to work more with his angels on that one. He says that one was the biggest one. The manipulations from other people affecting abundance and courage. The good karma windows one was like the second best for him. That helped a lot, that working back here. Okay. Someone says, received healing. This was great. Felt the first layer relax a bit. Thanks, Janet. Good to know. Yeah, you still have some stuff, it's like right in front of each hip bone. Just in your first layer, right in front of each hip bone, there's like blocks of energy there that some people are courting, so they're not quite clearing. So like right here in your first layer and right here in your first layer. All right, someone said, I just worked on myself. I've been having trouble with grounding, but this really helped. Oh, you healed yourself as you watched. Good to know. The tricolor soak again and again. I realized I think I only have 2 true angels, which is okay. I'm grateful. No, you have 4 angels and 1 spirit guide. You probably just can't see the other 2. Yeah, it's like there's this sort of black curtain blocking. I think that's just a being. You can, okay, imagine the black curtain being and just say, angels, please recycle this black curtain being that's blocking my view of all my angels. And then she goes on to say, wait, I'll wait till she does that. Yeah. Okay, it seems like I have the same block in my grounding all week, usually at the back location of my elbow hip, and it switches from left to right. Yeah, that's a being too. Energy blocks don't move around. Yeah, that's just a being. Just say, angels, can you please recycle that energy block that moves around? Yeah, that's just a being. Yeah, that's cute. But it's a good example. People get confused. Yeah, energy blocks are like, like this mug on the table. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to move by itself, right? That's an energy block. Something that actually has consciousness can move. So if you smush it, it'll like move around. So yeah, anything that moves is a being, so you just have your angels recycle it. Okay, so I hope that helps. Someone says, wow, melting core energy blocks related to fear and abundance. It felt so great. Oh, good. Yeah, that was like the third to last thing we did, is melt core energy blocks impacting fear and abundance. My current abundance tree looked like a small baby tree, and my goal abundance tree looked like a big mature oak. So cool. That is nice. Good. Someone says, thanks, dear. That was lovely listening to you. Well, you're very kind. Thank you. I do 5 of these healing live streams every month. And like I said, the schedule is on my website. So you go janetwrightreadings.com, just like this YouTube name. And the sessions menu pay here page is where all the healings are listed, the dates and the themes. And everybody's welcome to heal themselves and watch live, even if they're not one of the people that I'm healing. If you do want to be one of the people I'm healing, the healings, they go up and they sell out pretty fast. So that's why if you go to that page, it seems like there's no option to buy them, because they sell out within like an hour or 2. Usually within an hour, but last month, for some reason, this month they took 2 hours to sell out. But they go up on the 15th at it's on my website. It's go up on the 15th at noon-ish my time, Pacific, in the US, 2 p.m. Central in the US, 3 p.m. Eastern in the US and Canada. And if you need me to translate that into a time in India or any other country, just email me and let me know where you are, and I'll convert the time for you. But anyway, anybody can buy a healing from me, one of these group healings, if you get it before it sells out. All right, someone says, hi, just had total hip replacement. Home now healing. How's my auras? My cosmic bodies look healing going. So sometimes when you have a medical procedure, some people can get pretty like invested in the outcome of it, you know, people that care about you. And so sometimes it makes this people's energy hang out in your space in a way that wouldn't normally happen. So it just seems like you have a person's energy all around your hips area and in there that isn't normally there. And they love and they're concerned for you and all that. So I don't know if it's a husband or a best friend or a brother or who, but you can go ahead and just imagine any energy that's not yours. It's well-intentioned, but it's still gonna block you up. So imagine it and wrap it up in gold light and give it to your angels. Just say, angels, here you go. And just keep imagining your hip region and your stomach and your all the way down to your knees, and just clean everybody else out, because it's just for you. Like, even if you had surgery there, you still need it. You know, you need to be there. So just keep, you know, handing, just, you know, you can even say, you know, as you're clearing out, say, okay, everybody, I need breathing room. Thank you for your love and support, but I need breathing room. Go check your own body. You know, just wash everybody out. I find that happens too when people have cancer and they're working on surviving cancer. A lot of people jump in their space, which really affects everything. So just good to wash everybody out. So I would say that's the major thing, but otherwise, both your auras are whole right now. There's some scarring in the edge of your aura. I think maybe you just listened to this healing and just repaired your aura. But yeah, just get the scarring. There's just like where the rips were, there's just a hard little residue on the outer surface of your aura, like in the top and the back. So just extra gold light to get rid of that scarring. But otherwise, and plus I don't know that you know about gold buffer zones. So you can recreate those if you do, or say, angels, can you make gold buffer zones for me? But then you can go ahead and watch that gold buffer zones video, because it doesn't look like you have those. So if you search Janet Wright gold buffer zones, you'll find the video. It's an 18-minute video. I have short hair and my hair's like all dyed bright colors in that video, but it's still me. So yeah, but I mean, yeah, I would say keep clearing people out of your hip area, get rid of the scarring at the edge of your aura, get the gold buffer zones, and maybe work on being in your legs more. There's a video that just talks about how you would visualize that. It's called, if you search Janet Wright, Earth Energy Up Legs. Janet Wright, Earth Energy Up Legs. So search that on YouTube, that'll pull it up. It's an 11-minute video. It just shows my legs and shows, like, talks about what you imagine to be more present in your legs. So I hope that helps. Hope that gives you lots of good homework. But I mean, right now you're in 7 through 3, so you're pretty present. But you know, obviously, to speed up your healing and to feel better, but good as possible, you know, you can always improve. So, but right now you're present in 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3. So this, if you help the scarring and all that, it'll help even more. Someone says, hello, dear Janet. Indie grounding was so beneficial for me. But how should we deal with negative energy of people about our abundance, like jealousy, etc., especially family members, close friends? So it doesn't really matter if someone's unhappy with you if they're outside of your space. If they're in your space, then that's a problem. But if they're just outside of your space, they can be mad all day long, and, you know, sad day for them. So you just work on being strong and present. I mean, you could, for the harmony of it and everything, and it's slightly easier if they're not freaking out. You can just address it on a spirit level only, and just like we did with crowd exercise, the second half of crowd exercise, where you're talking to people and you just, like for example, if you have a brother who's jealous and he keeps throwing energy, like if I look at you, you have like two people that keep throwing energy at you. So just, well, actually you have three. Two of them throw energy like every other day, and then one throws energy like once a week. So, and the two seem like more closely related to each other, and the one is sort of not related to those two people. But so you just, say hi to them and just say, go talk to your angels. It's going to help you if you go talk to your angels. Ask your angels what they think about what you're doing, because they have your best interest at heart, and that way they'll kind of go off and figure out, oh, I shouldn't really be doing that. I'm ruining my karma. So it's just you help people to recenter just on a spirit level, because the subconscious spirit level is oftentimes the conscious part of someone is the least evolved part of them. So you don't need your brother or your sister or whoever these people are to consciously be thrilled with you. You don't even need them to be thrilled with you on any level. But on this subconscious spirit level, it is kind of a win-win if they can chill out and leave you alone. So, and that is doable through clean, non-manipulative ways, just by reminding them every now and then when needed. So I hope that helps. Someone says, the thing is, I have a way of translating words and objects into precise feeling vibration. Yeah. I mean, I think, yeah, I think, a lot of the exercises that we do are pretty involved and in depth. So if you just don't do any of them and you only listen, it just doesn't look equal. But, it's up to you. Whatever you want to do is what you want to do. Yeah, for others, it's a reference to a question I was discussing much earlier about that, my videos and anything you listen to has a vibration. So it can inspire you potentially, if it's a nice vibration. Okay, someone else says, thank you, Janet. That helps to know it was more of a body dream. Yes, it was completely a body dream. Someone says, thank you, so helpful. Oh, good. I'm definitely going to keep working on this on my own. Good, yeah, me too. Someone says, thank you, Janet. How did your kids do? The person's asking about their kids. How did my kids do with the abundance? Because consciously they may not be fully grasping it. They received the healing. Sure, yeah, consciously. But, it's the same chakra as courage and safety, which is very relevant for a kid. Your older child had cleared a lot of baggage around unclean receiving. That was a big thing from past lives. A lot of baggage around, a lot of junk taken on from unclean receiving in past lives, specifically from your older child. So that really helped him. Your younger child really worked that last thing, especially like the last thing, the abundance tree stuff. That seemed to be kind of an aha moment on a subconscious level, at least, for your younger child. And your spouse, his favorite was the deep thought for clearing fear and oppression. So I hope that helps. Someone says, thank you, Cosmic Friend. You're welcome, friend. Someone says, I've been looking for, where is the video by Archangel Metatron about the spine? I found 3 you did a year ago. I mean, I did some recordings for Metatron. The Metatron stuff that I did was like monthly, monthly forecast stuff. There was 1 year pretty much where I did that monthly. And Metatron and a bunch of archangels gave messages. But I never like cataloged the content of all of them. So, they talked about all sorts of things and all of them. Maybe, I mean, sometimes they talked about things that later there was a video on. So I guess if you found the literal videos where, we did group healings on the spine, then if there's a Metatron recording before or on that month, right before or on that month, then that might be have a higher likelihood of mentioning the spine, because the archangels did tend to talk about what I was going to be doing in group healings. So I hope that makes sense. For other people, there are some, if you wanted to listen to those, some are on YouTube, but a lot of them on YouTube were like just the first 5-10 minutes, which actually was still useful, but there are a couple full length. If you search Janet Wright Metatron, you'll find them. Janet Wright Angel Advice, Janet Wright Metatron, stuff like that. And then there are some full-length recordings on my website that are free, because I used to sell them, but not enough people bought them, so I just stopped. But there are some full-length ones on my website. If you currently, at some point I might take them down, but if you go to my website and the Metatron menu on my website, I think there's a Metatron menu. Okay, hope that helps. Someone says, thank you, you're welcome. Someone says, if you have time, does my garden look less communal today? You have these keep out signs on the outside of it. Your angels are very proud. There's yes and no. You're definitely making progress. It used to be like mostly communal, and now there's maybe still like 40% that's, or maybe 30% that's communal still. So you're working on it. Maybe do blanket exercise to clear the underlying baggage that makes it hard for you to have things that are just yours. Because obviously, it's great to be compassionate and help others, but if you do it in this sort of self-sacrificing way, then that's not really very involved. So yeah, maybe do blanket exercise to clear the underlying baggage that makes you self-sacrifice. Yeah. Okay, cool. So you guys are awesome. Hope this gave you lots of good stuff to work on, exercises that you could do to work your abundance. Take care. Have a good day or evening.